What happened to your online business? Here's the answer if you want to spend a few minutes and listen to me. I have a few people to re-evaluate what I'm saying in their own terms. Listen up.
There's never been a better time to be a small business owner. I say that because things are moving so fast with AI now that I think agility is going to be the most important factor, especially when it comes to your marketing. So here are 3 things you can do to make sure you're well positioned for the future. The first is to make sure you have as much content as possible about your business online. So start with your website. Make sure that everything that someone could possibly know about your business and your processes is included somewhere on your website where it's easy to find. Now, this isn't because people are going to go through and read all your website content. They won't. But large language models will, and that's where they're getting their information. If someone goes to ChatGPT and they're looking for a business like yours with a turnaround time of less than 5 days, and you talk about your turnaround time on your website, but your competitor doesn't, ChatGPT will just choose you by default. There are a million different questions someone might ask AI when they're looking for the product or service you offer. Try to think of as many as possible and make sure they're addressed somewhere on your website. If you want extra credit, do this off your website as well. The easiest place is social media. The goal is to get as much information about your company out there as possible. My second tip is to make sure who's ever in charge of your marketing is keeping up with the changes and experimenting with new strategies on a regular basis. What was working last year isn't working today, and the things that work next year will be completely new. You need someone that has the bandwidth to keep up with this in charge of your marketing. And my last one might seem kind of obvious, but hear me out. Prioritize customer satisfaction. Right now, there's still a lot of things you can do to trick these algorithms into recommending you, but the smarter they get, the harder they'll be to trick. Ultimately, the only reliable way to get recommended by these algorithms is to run a really good business and maximize customer satisfaction. The better the algorithms get, the better they'll track actual customer preferences. And the better they track actual customer preferences, the more people will use them when they're making decisions like this. So make sure every customer you work with has a good experience, and then do whatever you can to get them to leave a review or testimonial. Not only do those help your conversion rate, but the AI eats these up. You want as much goodwill about your business out on the internet as possible.
How about Neil Patel? He's one of the best guys in the internet for this kind of work. All he does is research and see all the changes that are happening. It feels like every month there's a huge change ahead of us. If you're gonna stay ahead of that, you need to be glued to your computer or work with a company that you can count on. Your website, the way it's constructed now, is not working. I'm gonna just tell you, no matter who you are, it's not working. Let me have Neil Patel give you 2 minutes. That's it, I promise. Hear what he's got to say about this.
And over the last 18 months, I've been telling all our clients, rankings are holding relatively steady. Organic clicks dropping hard, especially on the queries AI or views touched the most. The old system isn't dying slowly, it's being replaced. So let me start with this. 1, nobody wants to admit out loud that for 20 years, ranking #1 on Google meant you won. That was the game. Page 1, top 3, you got the click. Page 2, you didn't exist. Every SEO strategy, every agency, every marketing budget was built on that foundation. The foundation just broke. Inside NP Digital's client profile, we are seeing the same pattern we've been discussing publicly. Rankings relatively stable, organic traffic down on queries AI reviews touched the most, and the rankings didn't fall. The rankings are doing their job. The click isn't just happening as much anymore because the SERP itself changed. You search something, Google answers it at the top of the page, and you never click through. And industry data, which I've cited myself on my blog, shows that well over half of Google searches now end without a website click. Now, this doesn't mean SEO is dead. It actually still drives a ton of revenue if done right. You just gotta adjust how you're doing things. But before we get into that, think about what that means. More than half of your addressable search audience is getting what they came for without ever visiting anyone's website, including yours. And the SERP used to be a doorway, now it's a destination. And 2, Google is never giving that traffic back. Everybody's waiting for Google to fix this, like a bug, like a pendulum swing. But Google is the one swinging the pendulum. Google is in an existential fight right now. Not with another search engine, with ChatGPT, with Perplexity, with Claude, with every AI system that answers a question faster and better than the list of blue links ever could. If you're Google, you have one move. You answer the question on the page. You make the SERP do what ChatGPT does. Synthesize, summarize, keep the user from leaving, because the second a user leaves Google for ChatGPT, Google loses them.
Because the change is here. It's not going to be very long before your competition will overtake you. You won't even see it coming because there's no such thing as ranking anymore. It's all about being cited. All of your product cited. All of your content cited. No more search. Search is just going to be there until this is all converted. The sooner you get started, the better. Contact me if you have any more questions. Don't be in the dark.